Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. Good afternoon and welcome to the Office of Economic Development Super Bowl Supply Diversity Program webinar. My name is Margaret McGee. I'm the Business Services Manager. Business services assist entrepreneurs and business owners in starting and growing their business. We all know New Orleans is hosting Super Bowl next year, and the NFL, in partnership with the New Orleans Super Bowl Host Committee, wants to engage opportunity-ready businesses within Greater New Orleans to support the production of this exciting event. Presenting today to discuss the Super Bowl Supply Diversity Program is President and CEO of the Greater New Orleans Foundation, Jay Cicero, and Shinsi Moulton, Director of Community Engagement. We also have joining us today Ms. Veronica Christmas, the Certification Program Manager with the City of New Orleans, Office of Supply Diversity. Currently, she's serving as Interim Director of the Office of Supply Diversity, and she'll speak about certification and the process. To keep down distractions, I need that you turn your video off and mute your speakers. Also, you can put in the chat box any you may have, and we'll get to them at the Q&A section. To begin, I'll now turn it over to the New Orleans Foundation to start, followed by the Office of Supply Diversity.
Shinsi, you want to start us off?
No, Jay, you're first. You're talking about the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation and our organization.
Thank you. I appreciate again everyone for joining us today. The Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation and the New Orleans Saints worked hand in hand to not only get the bid for the Super Bowl 6 years ago, but we work hand in hand in order to form the entire host committee, which has a responsibility of raising the funds to fulfill all the obligations of the bid, as well as to operationally execute everything associated with the bid. One of those operational executions is the community engagement programs that come along with Super Bowl. By far the biggest so far is the Supplier Diversity Program, which Shinsi Moulton from the Sports Foundation staff handles the day-to-day management of that program. Kim Boyle, attorney in New Orleans, she is the chair of our committee, which has over 50 members of the community that have access to local minority, women-owned, LGBTQ plus, veteran-owned, and now disabled-owned businesses here in New Orleans. And so it's a matchmaking program basically to allow those local businesses who qualify to and who are certified to be to have access to be able to bid upon the business of the Super Bowl. Shinsi, did I cover it all there and hand it off to you at this point?
Absolutely. So again, everyone, my name is Shinsi Moulton. I am the Director of Community Engagement for the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation and the New Orleans Super Bowl Host Committee. So our team is working closely with the NFL as well as the Saints to really provide local and diverse businesses with opportunities to compete for subcontracting opportunities. So as part of this program, businesses that are accepted into the program will also have free access to professional development and networking opportunities. So there's opportunities for businesses to have introductions to the NFL executives who are making these key decisions as it relates to procurement, but then we also connect you with other local organizations that have procurement opportunities as well. So this is all about providing opportunities to businesses that are either minority-owned, woman-owned, LGBTQ+, veteran-owned, or disabled-owned. So to be a part of the program, there are some eligibility requirements. So again, you must meet the diverse ownership qualifications, but then you must also provide a good or service that is directly related to the Super Bowl. So there are over 30 different event production disciplines that are needed and that are subcontracted. So that can be anything from security, transportation, food and beverage, furniture rental, printing. I'll go over a full list on another slide. And then this year, the NFL has also added professional services. So this is something that is new. Another thing that is new about the program is that the Saints will actually take the program over and run supplier diversity after the Super Bowl. So then there will be opportunities to do subcontracting with the Saints directly. Businesses must also be the direct source of the goods or services that are being offered. So there's no passing through, going through another company to compete for these contracts. You must be the sole provider of the goods or services that you're offering. You must also be in good standing and eligible to do business within the state of Louisiana. So one of the things that we do as part of the vetting process is that we'll go to the Secretary of State's website, look up your business, and then make sure that you're in good standing there, and make sure that you're paying your taxes and just taking care of all the documentation that you need to do to actually be a registered business here in the state of Louisiana. And then you must have been in operation since February 2022 in the greater New Orleans region. So we're looking at the 10 parish region that makes up greater New Orleans. So that's Jefferson, Orleans, Plaquemine, St. Bernard, St. Charles, St. James, St. John the Baptist, St. Tammany, Tangipahoa, and Washington parishes. If you own an office in this location, then you would qualify if you also meet all the other eligibility requirements as well. So the NFL also has a mandatory certification that is needed to be a part of this program. So they're asking that businesses show proof of at least one certification from either a local agency or a national agency that shows that you're either minority-owned, woman-owned, LGBTQ+, disabled-owned, or veteran-owned. So obviously, we have a great relationship with the City of New Orleans and their Office of Supplier Diversity, which offers the DBE, but then there are also other local agencies that offer certifications as well. So the Regional Transit Authority, the airport, Louisiana Economic Development offers a certification for veteran-owned businesses. The Sewage and Water Board is also offers a certification. But then there are other organizations that are on a national scale, but have local offices here. So the Minority Supplier Development Council offers the MBE, the Minority Business Enterprise. The Women's Business Enterprise Council offers the WBE for woman-owned businesses. So there are a number of different opportunities for you to get certified. And I know the City of New Orleans will talk through their DBE certification process a little later. And I do want to let businesses know, if you're not certified today, if you're working towards your certification, if you start the application process, you can still get your application in and apply for the program. We know that it takes time. I've heard it can take up to 90 days to get certified. So don't worry that you don't have your certification yet, but at least start the process of getting certified if you want to apply for this program. And then here are the business disciplines. So again, these all represent different subcontracting opportunities that become available leading up to the Super Bowl. So the NFL works with a number of different event production companies across the nation. And these companies are the ones that issue out RFPs to our local and diverse businesses. So that can be for needs as florals, event production, transportation. You can see the full list here. And then again, we've also added professional services this time around. So that can be marketing and advertising, graphic design, wash and fold. I know I've had people ask me, what does wash and fold mean? How can that be an opportunity? But sometimes what happens is the NFL production teams will come here and they'll stay here for a month or 2 months to prepare for the Super Bowl. and they need to get their clothes cleaned. So that provides an opportunity there. So there are different opportunities, not only for the Super Bowl, the game, but there are a number of different activations and events leading up to the game that provides an opportunity for local diverse businesses. And then the scoring criteria. So again, applications are now open. Applications are open through March 31st. If you go to our website, superbowl59suppliers.com. And once you submit the application, there is a team that does the vetting process. And so one of the first things that they look at is your website, right? They'll go to your website, make sure that everything is laid out professionally. Is your contact information listed? Are your services listed there? Do you have a social media presence? And then we also look at the professionalism of your communication. What is your email etiquette like? What is your phone responsiveness like? So those type of things are important as we do the vetting process. And then responsiveness to inquiries. We want to make sure that you are available to us, right? If we call you, will you return our phone call within 24 hours, 48 hours? Do you respond to emails? We want people that are responsive and that are available, because a lot of times the opportunities are a tight turnaround. So we need people that are indeed reliable. And then customer service. In some cases, the NFL will send secret shoppers. I've been to a number of different business locations since I've moved here. And so we really want to make sure that you're engaging with customers in a professional manner, in a positive manner. And then as part of your application, there are also, there's an opportunity for you to upload marketing materials. And so this can be a capability statement. If you're a food and beverage company, you can upload your menus. Just different marketing or collateral that you have available that really showcases who you are as a business and what type of services you provide. And then we ask for customer reviews. So as part of the application process, you will be asked to list 3 different references. So this is an opportunity for us to check your references and make sure that, again, you are providing quality service to your clients. And then lastly, security, site domain, and email. So this is saying, do you have a secure email address? Are you using at gmail.com, or are you using at yahoo.com, or do you actually pay for a secured service for your email accounts and for your business accounts? It's not a deal breaker, but it is another level of credibility if you're utilizing a secured email account. And then applications, again, are now open. They are open through March 31st. So we are encouraging everyone to get their applications in now. You can go to the website, superbowl59suppliers.com. All the information that I've listed today is listed on the website. And if you have any questions, you can email me directly at community@gnosf.org. All right. Margaret, I'll hand it back to you.
Okay, I think I'll turn it over to Jay.
Well, Margaret, again, I appreciate everyone's participation on this. I think that this is very important to get the word out as quickly as possible, to be able to make sure that the March 31st deadline is adhered to. And that March 31st deadline was set by the NFL. And so, we want to encourage all the local businesses who are eligible to participate to get their paperwork in and get their application in and their certification in by that time. So I think at this time, Chincy, would you like to open it up for some Q&A, or where would you like to go from here?
Well, I think Margaret said that we would have a presentation related to the certification process for the city. And
Okay.
then from there, we can do Q&A.
Sounds good.
So Veronica, we'll now hear from you. I think you're still on mute.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. Thank you for sharing with us today. So yes. Today, we're going to talk about, I want to just review the EBO program, the Equitable Business Opportunities, and the SLDBE certification application. And then I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have. So the EBO program is administered, through the Office of Supplier Diversity. It was established to assist underutilized and disadvantaged businesses, and to give them the opportunity to compete with businesses in the city of New Orleans. The city of New Orleans does have an overall equity goal of 35% for all public spending on projects that utilize public funding or incentives. So the Office of Supply Diversity, we oversee the certifications, the compliance and outreach and training capacity building for the local small and disadvantaged businesses in the city of New Orleans. So the SLDBE certification, the Office of Supply Diversity facilitates the certification of DBEs in the EBO program. And we also manage the database of the SLDBEs. For a company to be eligible for certification, the business must be a small business as defined by the SBA size standards, and it must not have an average annual gross receipts over 23.98 million. Also, the disadvantaged business owner that is seeking certification must possess the power to direct or cause the direction of the management and policies of the firm. The owner must also have an overall understanding of the business as well. The ownership, the firm must be at least 51% owned by socially and economically disadvantaged person or persons. And the business must not be tied to another firm in such a way as to compromise its independence and control. So the certification process is a two-part process. The SLDBE application itself, there's documents that must be submitted with the application. And once we receive all of the required documents, then a site visit is performed. Currently, the site visits are done virtually. And then once we have the site visit, we review the information, and then a decision would be rendered, and you would be notified of your decision on your certification. So how do you apply for the SLDBE certification program? You can go to the website. Currently, our application is done online. Previously, we had a paper application. So you can find the online application at neworleans.dbesystem.com. So that's New Orleans, period. D like David, B like boy, E like Edward, system.com. Once you access the online application software, you can register for your username and password and set up your and start your new certification application. So what documents are needed for your SLDBE certification? There's a notarized affidavit that is provided within the application that you would download and have it notarized. We look for 3 years of business income tax returns. We look for 3 years of individual income tax returns. So if you have not been in business for 3 years, we would only review the income tax returns for the years in which you have been in business, 1 or 2. Also, an occupational license, an owner's narrative form and response to the question. The SLDBE program is a race and gender neutral program. So we look at the social and economic advantages of the business owner and the firm. A personal financial statement is also provided. You would download the form and complete it. Registration with the Louisiana Secretary of State, proof of U.S. citizenship, and a photo ID as well. And once you're certified, what's next? You can register your firm with the Office of Procurement, the Bureau of Purchasing, in the system that is called BRAS. And BRAS is the city's supplier portal. It's a free registration as well, and you would add your commodity codes, and you would receive, you're signing up for invites and information in reference to different procurements that are in your commodity that you have input into BRAS. Jay, did you have any thing before you leave? Jay, I think you're on mute.
You were correct. I want to thank everyone again, and I'm leaving in the capable and experienced hands of Chinsi Mouton, who can answer any questions and give any advice to anyone who has comments along the way. But I do see there's some chat questions there that I'm sure Chinsi can handle after this, after I'm gone. But again, thank you all again, Margaret, everyone, Veronica. We appreciate the partnership and us all working together to make this a successful program.
Thank you so much for joining us.
And to continue with the where you would go to register in BRAS, you would go to the NOLA.gov website, and you would look for doing business with the City of New Orleans and information for suppliers, and register as a supplier in BRAS as well. This is where you would also, as you can see, you can view the bid opportunities, the bid opportunities that are available with the City of New Orleans as well. Okay, Margaret, I'll turn it over to you if you want to. We'll be happy to answer any questions in reference to the certification.
Okay, thank you all. Chinsi and Veronica, sorry Jenny had to leave us. So now we're in the Q&A section. And I'm looking here.
So I'll answer one. One question is, how do you confirm if your application was received to the Super Bowl committee? So if you were to email me directly at community@gnosf.org, we can connect you with the NFL Supplier Diversity team, and then also do some checking on the back end to make sure your application was received. So just email us directly and we can check that out for you. Another question. It says, do you need both the SLDBE from the city as well as the Super Bowl Supplier Diversity to qualify for Super Bowl work? So the Super Bowl Supplier Diversity Program does not offer a certification. The host committee does not offer a certification. We're partnering with different local agencies and national agencies that provide that certification. So again, the City of New Orleans, their Office of Supplier Diversity can offer a certification, but there are also other agencies that can help you get certified. So all those agencies are listed on our website, superbowl59suppliers.com.
Oh,
And then some,
let me also clarify for the certifying agencies for the City of New Orleans. The City of New Orleans administers the state and local disadvantaged business enterprise, and we are in partnership with the Sewage and Water Board of New Orleans and the Louis Armstrong Airport for the state and local level. So it will not be a separate application to the airport at the state and local level and Sewage and Water Board. So it's the city. We are the certifying. We administer the certification process for the 3 agencies.
thank you. And then there is a question about, can DBE from the Louisiana Department of Transportation be used? Yes, you can utilize that certification.
Tracy, I think you missed one at the top. Basically, they just wanted to speak with someone one-on-one. Could you put your email in the chat box?
Yes.
And also, I see a question. How long does it take the city to certify the business once the SLDBE application is submitted? Currently, due to the number of applications we are receiving, and it's only actually to individuals in the certification process, the process is taking a little bit longer, but we are definitely processing applications every day. And so it is a 2-part process, the application itself, and then we review that information, then we set up the interview, and then a decision is rendered. So it's taking a little bit longer than the 60 days because it's only 2, and then with the influx of applications we're receiving as well.
Okay, I think the next question is for Shinsi. It says, can DBE, Louisiana DOT be?
Oh, I answered that one already. So yes, you can, if you have a certification from one of the local agencies listed on our website, the Louisiana Department of Transportation is one of them, that would be accepted as part of your application. It says if you already have a DBE or WME certification, do you still need to go through the SLDBE process? No, you only need one certification to apply for the program. Could you edit an existing application based on the new information provided today? So if you have edits, unfortunately, the NFL does not allow you to go into your previous application and make edits. So you would have to submit a new application in order to make any revisions that you want. So a new application would have to be filled out. I answered that one. Can you repeat the email? Does Baton Rouge qualify? Unfortunately, if you have an office in Baton Rouge and not the greater New Orleans region, that would not qualify for this specific supplier diversity program. We are focused on the 10 parish greater New Orleans region. A question is how to apply to do future business with the Saints even though you don't qualify for this Super Bowl program. So moving forward, I can't speak to what the Saints supplier diversity program will look like, but there is an opportunity for businesses that want to engage with the Saints to engage in their supplier diversity program.
There's a question, do we pick either a DBE certification or a SLDBE certification? It is up to you as the owner of the firm to decide which application you are choosing to apply with. And actually, if you feel that you are eligible for both, you can apply for both programs.
This question is there a way for non-diverse businesses to make themselves known to the NFL for subcontracting opportunities? So for this specific program, it is specifically for businesses that have historically been underserved and underrepresented. But there are other opportunities outside of our program to engage with the NFL. But this specific program that I'm leading is for local and diverse businesses. Another question is, what is the incentive for NFL subcontractors to use local supplier diversity approved vendors? Do they get a tax credit or discount? There's no tax credit or discount associated with the primary contractors utilizing our local diverse businesses. This is something that the NFL does for not only the Super Bowl, but for other major events that they host. They do this for the Pro Bowl, the NFL draft, the NFL kickoff. So this is a program that they do from city to city to make sure that when they come to town and are planning and have all these activities and activations, that there is an opportunity to engage local and diverse businesses. They want to make sure that our local businesses get an economic impact as well.
There's a question. I have been working to get certified with local SLDBE, state agency, and federal. Is that redundant? Each certification is different, and a firm or an owner can apply to any certification that they wish to hold certification in. So it's just up to you as the owner if you want to apply for those programs. There are firms, owners of businesses that have multiple certifications, because that's how they want to learn about the different opportunities.
This question is this only for New Orleans businesses or surrounding area businesses? Again, this is for the greater New Orleans region.
Sit down.
I'll give her a second.
Excuse me, please mute your self.
So this is for the greater New Orleans region. So we're looking at the 10 parish region that makes up greater New Orleans. So it's not just the city of New Orleans. What date do certifications have to be completed? So in order to qualify for this program, and again, it is a competitive program, not everyone that submits an application will be accepted into the program, right? The NFL will do some vetting and make some hard decisions. But businesses need to apply for the program by March 31st on our website, superbowl59suppliers.com. If you are not certified by then, you can still submit an application to our program, but you need to be working towards getting your certification in order to truly do work with the NFL and to be and to participate in the subcontracting opportunities. So we're asking that businesses work towards their certification now so that they can participate. Will there be a firm external of New Orleans that will manage the hiring process after all approved vendors have been notified? Is that opportunity open to New Orleans vendors as well? I'm not entirely sure I understand manage the hiring process. Hiring of who? The vendors? So as part of our program, there is event staffing. That's an opportunity. That's a subcontracting opportunity available through the Super Bowl. So there are opportunities to work with temporary hiring agencies that also do payroll. So that is one of our business disciplines, but I'm not sure if I understand your question outside of that.
Someone said confirming that we could apply to be a vendor while applying for our diversity certification. Is that correct? Yes.
Yes.
And I think someone said after the application is completed, what would be the next step? Is that for the NFL or is that for the SLDBE?
So once you've completed your application, the NFL will do some vetting, right? And then they'll make a decision as to which businesses are accepted into the program, and businesses will be notified by late April whether they are accepted or not accepted into the program. And anyone that has completed an application should receive a confirmation email.
A question, if the business is a home-based office, and if you have the necessary certification and do professional services, does that count? Yes.
If I submitted the application and checked no for the DBE section, can I resubmit the application once I submit the application for the DBE? Yes, you can submit another application, or you can email me once you have your certification, and we can email that to the NFL.
How do we show that we are working towards our certification? Once you have completed your application, you can print this, the first page that shows you have submitted your application.
It says you mentioned that the application requires 3 client references. On the application, I only see a place for 1. So, okay, my mistake. It used to be 3, now it's changed to 1 reference. I am a certified public accountant. Should I submit an application under business administration or financial? I would think financial. All right, those are all the questions that
I think
that
I
I
see
see.
one. Can you please give the deadline date for obtaining the certification? I asked this question already, but it was not directly answered, so I'm asking again. I am having trouble with that process by being asked to provide information that is impossible to provide. If that is for the SLDBE application, you can submit a question via the SLDBE application. And I'll respond to it if you need to speak to someone.
Again, the website for the Super Bowl Supplier Diversity Program is superbowl59suppliers.com. I will put this in the chat.
Okay, that looks like all of the questions. Did anyone have any more questions? Okay, I want to thank everyone for joining us today, especially our guest speakers for sharing such valuable information. The Super Bowl Supplier Diversity Program applications are open now through March 31st, 2024. Within 5 to 10 business days, this webinar will be available on the Office of Economic Development YouTube channel, along with previous recordings. And the Greater New Orleans Foundation has an informational session recording and slides available again at superbowl59suppliers.com. Remember to check your emails for upcoming events and I hope you will join us again. Again, my name is Margaret McGee. Don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions, and everyone have a great day.